Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the PlebPod. I'm César, and in this episode, I'm joined by Brandon, Lee, and Matt, and we'll be discussing controversial topics regarding food. And given that that's the topic of this episode, I would like to start off by stating that my dinner was very controversial. I had pizza with pineapple.
I mean, pizza with pineapple is underrated. Personally, That's like when I was a kid, I used to always have ham and pineapple pizza, and the looks I got from some people in the restaurant, they questioned my existence.
Ham and pineapple belong on a pizza.
Of course they do.
I absolutely agree. I think there's nothing particularly wrong with having pineapple on pizza because, like, this boils down to personal taste. Like, everyone is free to enjoy or not enjoy pineapple on pizza, but I personally like the bittersweet taste of it, like of the pineapple on the pizza. But I do understand that it's not for everyone. Thoughts, Lee?
But pineapple on pizza, I've liked that for many years. I just see nothing wrong with it. It's sweet corn that drives me mad on pizza.
Right.
That should not belong anywhere on a pizza, in my opinion.
What, sorry?
Sweet corn.
Oh, sweet corn.
Chicken and sweet corn pizza is it's one of the worst combinations anyone has ever thought of.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Is that pizza with pineapple, Brandon? Hell
That
yeah.
is pizza with chicken and sweet corn.
Fucking great. Cool. So, Brandon, your thoughts on the whole pineapple on pizza situation?
I like it. It tastes nice. I don't have much more of an opinion on it other than it tastes nice and I'll eat it.
Right.
I don't know what more you want. I'm not a food connoisseur.
Oh, speaking of, quick disclaimer, none of us are experts on food or nutrition, so take our opinions with a grain of salt.
That doesn't help make food taste better, just salt, by the way.
Thing is, pineapple, in theory, isn't the only fruit I would enjoy having on pizza. Because, and that I think I was having this discussion with Brandon earlier today, kiwi is similar enough to pineapple to the point where if I tried a pizza with kiwi, I'm pretty sure I would enjoy it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. They're pretty similar in terms of the way they go on a pizza.
I don't think Matt agrees. He doesn't look like he's agreeing.
You always say kiwi.
What's wrong with the way I say kiwi?
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
Great. Cheers, Matt.
It's okay.
What's
I'll
your
know better.
opinion? What's your opinion on kiwi on pizza then, Matt?
Kiwi. Sorry. Right. I can't really say anything about it, but it sounds weird. But people say that about pineapple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, so...
But it sounds weird, but it won't hurt giving it a go.
Yeah, exactly. Don't knock it until you try it. Lee, your thoughts on other fruits on pizza?
Only pineapple should belong on there.
Okay.
I've never heard of kiwi, banana, strawberries, anything like that on a pizza.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Maybe in some tropical restaurant or some food experiment, but
Yeah.
no, not in general every day.
On the topic of pineapple on pizza, which is called Hawaiian pizza, why is it that...
Hawaii.
Why is it that every single bit of food, as soon as it gets pineapple added to it, is suddenly Hawaiian? Like, pineapples aren't even native to Hawaii. I get
Tropical.
that. Yeah, I get that it's more of a tropical fruit, sort of a tropical flavor. But why Hawaiian? It's just weird. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
I generally have no idea apart from thinking of where the pineapple originates.
Which is?
I I don't know where it originally comes from, but I do know that pineapples do grow on the Azores Islands in Portugal. Make of that what you will.
Portugal exists?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, yeah.
See, I like to think that because if Hawaiian pizza was originally created in Canada? If I remember correctly, if it was Canada.
It was in Canada. Yeah.
I'd like to think that because of the tension between Canada and America, that Canada decided to name it after the state of Hawaii because they know that pineapple on pizza would be so controversial. They wanted the Americans to take all the blame for it. So they just named it Hawaiian pizza, and bam, America takes all the blame. Chuck all the attention off Canada. It's America who did it. That's it. Done.
Yeah, no. That's an idea I can get behind, actually. Like just out of spite for the Americans.
No, exactly. That's exactly how you'd assume they would go during that entire fiasco.
Right. Now, pizza is considered by many people to be junk food. And speaking of junk food, does anyone have any thoughts on those people who go to McDonald's, Burger King, your local hamburger place, whatever, and they ask for the fattiest burger that place has to sell, and then they want a diet soda and a salad to come with it?
Gotta balance the odds.
Yeah, you go there to just enjoy the food and then worry about death later.
Right.
I say that.
No, you cannot say that.
Oh.
What I mean is, like, they ask for the fattiest, the biggest, largest burger that place has to sell, and then for some reason they think that having a diet soda and the salad to come with it will solve the quote-unquote issue that having such a big burger brings. I just don't think it makes any sort of sense.
I mean, every time I've got something like McDonald's, I've not really got something big. I've usually got whatever the cheapest thing is on there, so I can't really have an argument.
Right.
My rule is go large or go home.
Exactly.
Work with everything.
My thoughts exactly. Like, if you're going large, then go large on everything, drink included. Don't get a big burger and then get a small diet drink just because you don't want it to be bad for you.
I mean, you go to a fast food restaurant to buy fatty foods most of the time. I mean, I understand that they are trying to bring in more healthy variants like vegan salads. I mean, KFC a few years ago, they introduced more healthy bits to their menu. Like, go on, Matt.
Have you ever gone to McDonald's drive-thru and then just asked for milk?
No.
Well, then I'm the only one who's done that then.
Like milk? No.
Yeah, it's literally just like a little 250ml bottle of milk.
No.
And then, yeah.
The thing is, I don't think McDonald's sell milk in Portugal. Like just straight up milk.
I'd like some.
Got milk.
Brandon's questioning what the hell's being spoke right now. Do you want some milk?
Right. Brandon, can I get your thoughts on all of this?
Well, I order diet and zero Coke at McDonald's purely because I think it tastes nicer than regular Coke. That's why I get it. Wow.
Classy.
Wow. But it's also like I can understand why people get the biggest fat off like burgers and then get like a salad and a diet Coke, purely because you get the burger for the taste, and then you're obviously gonna get your money's worth. You might as well go then get a salad if you're trying to balance the odds in your favour, and then clearly you get the drink to wash it down. Clearly you just get the best of the bunch, which is diet or max. Like, screw the bloody regular Coke.
Right.
That one can go to hell.
Yeah, I can understand that. I just think, like, there are people who ask for the diet version of your soda of choice purely for the fact that it's the diet version, not because they think it tastes better, not because of some other valid reason. Like, the reason they ask for a diet drink and a salad is for the fact that it's supposedly not as bad for you, when right next to those articles you've got like a 3-foot tall burger that's gonna make you obese. That's mostly my point of criticism. It's that doesn't make sense to ask for such a burger or whatever that's so bad for you, and then try to balance it out by having a diet drink and a salad right next to it. Like, it doesn't work that way.
See, your entire point has just completely derailed on me purely because now I'm thinking of a 3-foot large burger sitting right next to me. That's quite a feat. That's a massive burger to sit right next to me. And I'm just thinking like a small child just staring at this burger like, oh my god, look at this burger! Can I have a salad and a Diet Coke with that?
Fucking hell.
It just makes no sense to me.
Jesus Christ.
That's just a breakfast in America, though.
True. True.
That is such a breakfast in America. You've got all these supersized foods in America. Then you've got us over here, slightly smaller portions.
Deep fried pancakes.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Why do you need to deep fry something that is already sugary and fatty as it is?
Because it's America.
It's America. It's gotta make you obese, otherwise it's not American enough.
Why do you think they drive trucks?
True. Fair point.
They're a whole there, fat asses. Sorry.
Matt.
Digging.
For fuck's sake. Right. Moving on. Matt, you mentioned milk. And that reminds me, I don't know where I left my notes, but that reminded me. When you have cereal, right? What do you put first into the bowl? Milk or the cereal itself?
My spoon.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Brandon. Jesus Christ, man.
I mean...
No, it goes cereal first, then I put the milk in, and then when I finish the bowl of cereal and there's milk still left over, then I put some extra cereal to make up for the milk, and then I eat all at once.
Right. Lee?
Cereal goes in first, then the milk.
Okay. Any particular reason why?
Because that's how it's supposed to be done.
Okay.
Anyone who does it reverse needs to go and look in the mirror.
Alright, Alright, good. Matt?
Yes, it depends what it is, but 9 times out of 10 it's cereal. And then milk. No, actually, no, it's... Spoon. Cereal. Milk.
Right. Well, apparently...
I forgot about the bowl. Sorry. Bowl,
wow.
Spoon, cereal.
You guys are useless.
For Christ's sake, man.
Detail.
I mean, this is the early days.
True.
The early days, I didn't even make it.
So... apparently, I'm the only one here who does it milk first and then cereal. Although I was once someone who did it the other way around, cereal first, milk second. The reason why I started doing milk first, cereal second is because winter is cold, and I'm not having my cereal with cold milk. So what I do now, at least in winter, is I put the milk in the bowl, I put the bowl in the microwave. Now I have warm milk with which I can eat my cereal. How do you solve that if you put the cereal first?
Be normal.
Define be normal.
You put the milk in a glass, you put the glass in the microwave, and then you pour the milk into the bowl where the cereal is currently sitting.
And then you're just getting an extra dish dirty for no reason.
And then you put it in the sink and then you wash it and bish bash bosh. You've wasted about 30 seconds of your life, but at least you haven't done the criminal crime of putting in the milk before the cereal.
There's nothing wrong with putting the milk before the cereal.
You need to go to a psychiatric hospital because you need your mentality checked.
What podcast have I gone into?
Jesus Christ.
What were we talking about? Microwaving milk?
Yes.
No, milk before cereal, and then the psychopath in César microwaving a bowl of milk instead of microwaving a bowl.
I'll try and keep this. I'll try and keep this as civil as possible. But, when I was in my old job, we used to get a lot of refugees coming in, and they would always microwave the tea or coffee.
Right.
I don't know what it's like, heat up the milk or something. I honestly don't know if that's what they were used to, or like maybe we've just had no kettles where they were previously. I'm trying not to be controversial here,
right?
But it's just like it's a custom that just we don't do. So I was like very confused.
Right. So, what I'm understanding is that microwaving milk isn't a common thing in the UK. Is that right?
I'm aware of.
Unless
it's like porridge.
So
Brandon, you were going to say something. That's great.
Great. Cheers, Jeff. Now, the thing with cereal before milk is the people I know personally who do it say that they don't want to put the cereal after the milk for the sole reason that if they do so, eventually the cereal will run out when you still want cereal, and if you put the cereal first, you can put the amount of cereal that you want in the bowl and then just fill it with milk and then just have the whole thing. You're satisfied, bip bap bop, you're done. How I solve that issue, and feel free to call me a psychopath, is that so I pour the milk, I put the cereal, I eat it. If there's no more cereal and I still want more cereal, I simply get up and go get more cereal. Put it in the bowl. Done.
My brain.
Why?
How small is the bowl that you eat from?
I would show you, but I don't have one here. It's just a regular sized bowl.
What's a regular sized bowl for you?
What do you want? A measurement?
I want a bowl.
What, you want me to go get a bowl?
Go get a bowl so I can see the size of your bowl.
Right. Give me a minute then.
Right, in the meantime, while César's disappeared, we're going to talk about a different conversation while he goes gets a bowl. So really, right, we're gonna completely derail away from cereal and milk. Frozen grapes. Yes or no?
If you get to
You're
triple
both
the
looking
people,
confused.
yes.
I can't say a fried.
Oh my god! Right, all I'm gonna say is get a glass of juice, put in some frozen grapes instead of ice, and bam, you've got such a good drink.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't really do for the frozen fruit thing.
I have returned.
Frozen fruit is lovely.
With a bowl.
Right, back to the... Right, so your bowl has got a handle. It's got a handle on it.
Yes, it's got a handle. It is very neat.
So, put up your phone against it so we can see the size comparison.
Just about. Fuck.
How many like cups of milk could you put in that bowl?
How many glasses of milk?
Yes.
I mean, you could probably fit about a half liter of milk in here.
Okay, so your bowl's roughly the same size as what bowl I've got. Because I've got the smaller bowl, which is meant for cereal. And I've got the big-ass bowl, which is your bigger cereal portion, the regular adult-sized portion. I typically put in the cereal, and I just put in a like a massive load of milk, and it goes all the way up, and then I eat the cereal, and then I realise I've still got half a bowl left of milk, so I just put in more cereal, and I start eating it again, and then I realise I've still got like a third of the bowl left full of milk, so I just drink the double concentrated chocolate like Weetos covered milk, and it's just like, why do I need the Nesquik straw to drink milk when I can just make this Weeto abomination and drink it?
I remember having a bowl that had the straw in it, like attached.
I remember when they had those, and then they break when you put them in the dishwasher and you never see them again.
Do you remember?
That's why we don't have a dishwasher.
You just reminded me of them things where you used to get into a packet. It was like milkshake in a straw. You drank like you got the milk, drank it, and it tasted of milkshake.
Yes,
What?
I remember those.
Powdered milk.
No. They're the straws with like the little like balls in them where you get like flavour through as the milk goes through it. And they used to never really work because they'd end up blocking them themselves because the balls would get small enough and they'll just block up the straw.
Yeah.
You're just there
And then
trying to crunch it.
Basically, it's just
you're like trying
milk.
to suck, and it just all of a sudden goes up. And you're like,
Oh, God.
right, that's how it comes.
So since heating up milk isn't really a thing there, one thing that we can all agree that is best drank hot is coffee. And tea. My question to you regarding coffee is sugar or no sugar?
Depends.
Not answer unless I do not drink coffee.
So
Okay.
Right. So my thing goes is I'm very, very particular with how my coffee goes.
Right.
It's always 1 spoonful of instant coffee, and then it's in the cup, and then it's 2 sweeteners on a good day. It depends on, though, if my milk is sweetened or not, because obviously I'm lactose tolerant. I don't actually have proper milk. I have soya milk. So it always depends on whether or not I've got the sweetened or the unsweetened. If I've got sweetened, I don't tend to normally put sweetener in, so I just put the milk in and leave it at that.
Right.
But if it's unsweetened, then it's typically 2 sweeteners. It goes in, you stir it, and then you put the milk in afterwards. But sometimes I just go full on black coffee. In which case, if I don't have any milk, I put in 3 sweeteners to try and like make sure that it's kind of not completely utterly bitter. But I'm going to destroy my life drinking it. Mm-hmm. I'm not in a midlife crisis yet. Give it another 5 years, and then maybe I'll go be in that cycle of having black coffee like a psychopath with sugar. Mm-hmm. But I don't really put sugar in because sugar is really, really sweet compared to the sweetness, which are slightly less sweet, so it kicks back a little bit, and it's just that nice kind of middle ground.
Right.
I can drink it within about 5-10 minutes of making it because it gets to that nice lukewarm stage where you just go and absolutely shot it up and you're just absolutely done, bamboozled, you're done for the next half an hour before you have the runs and you're at the toilet for the next 2 hours.
Oh, don't get me started on that. Right, Matt, your opinion on coffee? Sugar or no sugar?
Coffee, and it depends really what mood I'm in. If I'm like really deflated, I tend to have sugar, and then I become lively.
Right.
Or just have a very strong coffee, and then that's what makes me put up with people during the day. If I don't have a coffee in the morning, I'm miserable.
Oh yeah, definitely. If like my coffee in the morning is usually drank with milk because I'm not gonna have just a straight up espresso in the morning. But I do not function as a human being before I've had coffee. And on that note,
I had one this morning.
Sorry?
You had one this morning, though?
I have had one this morning, yeah, and after lunch as well. I will say, if I drink my coffee with milk, I don't put any sugar in it because the milk is sweet enough where it doesn't warrant putting any additional sugar in. However, if I'm just drinking an espresso, there is no way I am drinking a shot of espresso without sugar in it. I am not a psychopath. I am not drinking a concentrated amount of coffee without anything to make it sweet. That is too bitter for me. Like, no thank you.
Alright, being the tea drinker here, I take it without sugar.
Mm-hmm. That's actually very...
It's more that It's a healthier option, I feel, as well.
Right.
Although if I do want a sugar fix in the morning, does anyone else do this? Like take a energy drink or a fizzy drink in the morning?
Oh,
Drink a can of Coke or something?
heavens no! I would die.
I must be the only psychopath that does that then.
No, this morning I instead of having a coffee I don't have any Red Bulls in the fridge, so I just went and grabbed a can of Dr Pepper instead and had that this morning instead, because I can just drink fizzy drink any time of the day. Like, it doesn't matter what time of day, because I'm needlessly tired all of the time. So right. I just feel like I just need a drink. Regardless, I could live on drinks. Like, I could not eat, but I could drink for days instead.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like in the morning, if I've got a Monster downstairs, I have a Monster. If I've got a Red Bull, I have Red Bull. Coffee, tea. It's just pretty much any drink I can grab my hands on in the morning, I will have. It doesn't matter if it's fizzy, not fizzy. If it's full of caffeine, no caffeine, I will just have it.
So vodka.
But okay, vodka's maybe the exception, and alcohol purely because of one bad episode, which I will not discuss about.
Right.
But vodka pretty much has been on my bad list since I once tried Skittle vodka. Never again am I touching vodka since that incident.
Okay.
Vodka in the morning is also just the one-way trip to being an alcoholic.
You're not wrong. So
can I revolve it back just to coffee for a moment?
Please do.
Right? So we were on the topic of coffee and whatnot. A point I had put up on my little note list is I have always preferred instant coffee over like coffee made in like Costa, Starbucks, and all that. Now I don't know if it's just me, but I find that the expensive coffee brands are always just too like it's like they're not they're tasteless to me. I don't know why, but they're tasteless compared to the instant coffee stuff. And I don't understand how, because instant coffee is meant to be less taste because they're pretty much roasted beans completely just made to just like disintegrate the moment hot water touches it.
Right.
Whereas Costa, Starbucks, they put it in a grinder and then it's all water through the filter, and then bam, bip bop, bip boom, you've got a coffee. But I don't know. I always feel like the cheaper coffee you just get from stores always better than the company bought ones. I don't know why.
I'm gonna let Lee or Matt get to that first because I need to put some thinking into this.
I mean, in terms of just like having a coffee there and ready, and yeah, sure, it's great. But like, I only tend to get myself like a Costa or a Cafe Nero if I'm like having a catch up with like a friend I haven't seen in ages. Starbucks I just despise because I've never liked Starbucks.
I've never walked into a Starbucks. I've only gone into Costa a few times with mates, like you said, as well.
But yeah, that's the only time I've ever gone. I do like the mochas from Costa, I must admit. If I just want a pure strong coffee, I'll make it myself. But if you want something fancy, then yeah.
Right.
If that makes sense, you can do what I mean.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't like Starbucks. I've had Starbucks a few times, mostly on trips. I don't think it's that special, that different. It's just, like, not wanting to get controversial. To me, Starbucks is just a brand that people consume to look cool. Because their products are honestly subpar, in my opinion, obviously.
It's a one drink a year when they have the pumpkin spice latte in the autumn. That is pretty much it. It's the Instagram time to shine. You walk into a Starbucks, you ask, "Can I have a pumpkin spice latte, please?" You wait there for about 5 minutes waiting for your coffee because everyone else ordered the exact same coffee. You go to your little table with your little cup with your little name on it. You take a picture. You're like, "Oh my god, hashtag Starbucks, hashtag pumpkin spice latte, hashtag autumn, hashtag Instagirl. Oh my god." And bam, you've got about 6 likes. Do you feel popular now?
No, absolutely not.
The thing with Starbucks is you look at them and you see, spell my name right. spell it right, because some people call me Matthew with 1 T, Matthew with 2 T's, and I give them the look just like you figure that out.
Matthew with 1 T.
Yes, that should not exist.
So Matthew, not Matthew.
Exactly.
Matthew.
Most people call me Matt.
Yeah.
It saves the breath.
Get trampled on.
I also prefer instant coffee rather than branded coffee for the sole reason that instant coffee I can mostly make it myself and make it as strong as I like, whereas if I go to a big brand coffee shop, unless I'm taking an espresso, I usually like the dose of caffeine, like the strength of the coffee in a small espresso. But if I'm not having that, I don't really like going into big brand coffee shops for the sole reason that the more sophisticated drinks that they usually tend to make just don't tickle my fancy in any way, and I'm not keen on paying £6 or £7 for a branded coffee that's not gonna satisfy me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want my bang for buck. Bang for buck. If I can spend £2 on a jar of coffee, which will last at least 30 cups, then why am I going to spend like £6-7 on a cup that's not going to taste as nice, and it's 3 times the value of the 30 cups I'm going to get in that one little jar? Why am I going to spank my money on this one luxury? It's not even a luxury at that point. It doesn't taste as great as my standard instant-made coffee. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I do not understand the obsession either with, like, say, you've got a £1.50 jar of, well, let's say, as the smart price stuff, versus, like, £8 bloody Nescafe, it's Nescafe Gold or whatever. What is the point?
Right.
I must admit, I do notice the difference.
To me, it's a drink.
True. Now, not at all related to coffee, but when it comes to chocolate, do you gentlemen prefer dark, milk, or white chocolate?
Can we pick 2?
I mean, you're supposed to only pick the one, but sure, go for it.
Milk. And then white.
Okay. Brandon?
I mean,
or Lee?
It's clearly milk chocolate, but I do prefer white. Not so much a liver of dark chocolate, but I will eat it.
Brandon, you're awfully silent.
See?
Brandon?
Well, there's a slight
is he even alive?
Is he even...
Slight technical issue. And
Hang in there, folks.
He will come back. But, yeah, Brandon is back. So, Brandon, what is your decision with the chocolate?
White chocolate, but that's because I'm not a big fan of chocolate in general.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand that.
I avoid it when I can.
Yeah. Personally, my favorite chocolate is by far white chocolate. Thing is, I completely despise dark chocolate. Like, in my opinion, chocolate is supposed to be sweet, and dark chocolate is just not sweet. It's bitter. It's disgusting. I think people who can eat dark chocolate with over 90% cocoa and not make a face, those people are psychopaths, right? What do you guys think about this whole chocolate being sweet thing?
I mean, problem with I remember the last time I had dark chocolate, I sort of bit into it and like, yeah, this is something I can't have a lot of. If it goes to like something like, I know I'm changing it. does something to milk chocolate, like I'm eating it. Like, oh, it's all gone.
Right.
Makes me.
Also, fun fact: white chocolate technically isn't chocolate.
What?
Yeah, it's about how I think it's related to what you're making the chocolate out of. Dark chocolate and milk chocolate, I think, are made with the cocoa beans, like with the straight cocoa beans, and white chocolate is made out of a creamy substance that you get from the cocoa beans, not directly made with the cocoa beans. So technically, it's not chocolate.
Isn't it more creamy from cows or milk? I probably shouldn't have said that. Now I'm going to be picked on.
Probably. Right. Do you guys think there's a genuine difference between different brands of bottled water?
I mean,
you can definitely taste differences.
Right.
Smart water, I find, hydrates you.
So just to be clear, I'm not the only one who thinks that different brands of bottled water taste different. Yeah.
No, you're not the only one. You're not the only one now.
It all depends on where its source is from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's more of like a mineral water source, then you're gonna taste obviously more minerals in it. If it's more spring water, it's not. I'm kind of making no sense here, but you'll get the idea. If it's more of a mineral water, you will taste it versus a full-on spring water difference.
Exactly.
And then you've got flavored water, which is obviously a bit processed, but
flavored water, I think, is just a fancy way of saying juice.
Yep.
But
to
each their own.
Even when I try and buy them, it's like the sugar-free variants where possible.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Water should be sugar-free.
I agree.
Unless you need a quick energy boost.
Have you ever worked? Well, if any of you work in retail, someone's bought a bottle of sparkling water thinking it's water, and then you see them take a sip, you just see their reaction and realise what they've just done.
Yeah, no, that's happened a few times in my workplace. Like, there are a couple of brands of fizzy water here in Portugal that aren't as well known as other bigger brands of fizzy water. And people sometimes just go to the cheapest one thinking that it's regular water. And it's always hilarious to see them open the bottles and just try and chug all of it at once. And then just see them make the funniest faces known to man when they realized it was actually fizzy water the whole time. Unrelated to the topic of the podcast, but this one time, a man who did this came to my till and he was like, "You could have warned me that this was fizzy water and not regular water." And I just looked at him and I told him, "What? I'm supposed to guess that you want regular water and not fizzy water? That just doesn't make sense." And, you know, there not much happened other than that. He was just very annoyed that for some reason I didn't warn him that the water was fizzy. Do you guys prefer fizzy drinks or flat drinks? Like, in general.
I prefer fizzy, but I know drinking it should probably hydrate myself.
Right.
No, I'm going to be the one with a complicated answer, but obviously fizzy if it's like a sugary drink. Flat if it's water. Sparkling water just never agreed with me.
Right. Brandon?
I mean, like 90% like of the drinks I consume are fizzy.
Mm-hmm.
But I do enjoy my coffee, and I think it just depends on what mood I'm in as well. Sometimes I can have a complete coffee day where it's just coffee, flat drink all day. Other days, it's just fizzy, 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 fizzy.
Dr. Pepper for days.
It's not even just Dr. Pepper, it's just there's a Red Bull there, there's a Red Bull here, Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull. And then I'm just dead because it turns out caffeine does nothing to me anyway.
Wait,
probably because you have so much of it, your body's got used to it.
No, seriously.
Probably.
I will perk up for about 5 minutes, and then I'm back to being dead again.
You'll perk up for 5 minutes, and then you'll need to be sitting in the toilet for 2 hours.
No, it's just...
Please don't give me Vietnam flashbacks.
It's just caffeine doesn't do a lot for me anymore. It literally just... It drags me through the day, but that's about it. It just... It doesn't do much anymore. Nothing does. I'm perpetually tired. The fizzy drinks make my day.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Personally, I'm more of a non-fizzy drink kind of guy, like your water, your coffee, your milk. However, when it comes to having drinks with meals, I would much rather have a fizzy drink to accompany a meal, for the sole reason that the fizziness of the drink makes it easier to eat a lot without, feeling so full so fast. This probably doesn't make any sense, but having a fizzy drink while eating makes me feel less nauseous if I eat a bit too much.
No, I understand what you get, because it's like when you drink water while having a meal, you feel very, very like sort of full very quickly with water. But with like Coke, Pepsi, you drink it and you just kind of feel fine. It just seems to react way better rather than just sitting there in your stomach. It reacts better with the food, I think.
Yeah.
Well, my digestive system tends to do the opposite, so let's move on from that.
Okay. Matt?
I don't want to talk about that topic.
Understandable.
In terms of what we drink with what food, is that what the question was?
I mean, do you feel like when you have food with a fizzy drink, do you think it makes you less nauseous than you would feel if you had eaten the food with a flat drink like water?
Nah. Usually with foods, you should really have a flat drink. So you can eat more. However, me being me, liking my fizzy drink, I end up gulping down the fizzy drink whilst I wait for my food.
Hell yeah.
I don't end up eating all the food, and then I regret ordering so much food. I didn't order that much. Is that answer your question?
Right. Yeah, it does.
That's okay.
Unless you gentlemen want to ask any controversial food question, I would like to close this off with a final bit of controversy that I think is unique to Portugal, because I've never heard anyone from anywhere else in the world even try this. So in Portugal, especially more from the folks our age, you'll see something very unique, which is in McDonald's, you'll see a lot of people order, their menus with fries, with the drink, burger, whatever. And they'll also order a sundae. And a lot of people enjoy taking a single fry, dipping it in the sundae, and then eating that monstrosity. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on this, because I have never heard anyone from anywhere else even speak of such a concept existing.
You want my thoughts?
Go ahead.
And he leaves the room.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because what mad person does that?
Supposedly it tastes good. Supposedly.
It's like dipping fries or chips into ice cream.
It is literally that.
I know what a sundae is, but it's like putting it into a McFlurry. Why would you do that?
I genuinely don't know. I genuinely do not understand people who do this. I tried it once, and I swore to myself that I would never again do such a thing, because it does not taste good. The difference in temperature hurt my brain. And just the overall concept of taking something that's oily and fat and dipping it in something that's sweet and cold and thinking that's a good combination, I just can't wrap my head around that.
See, your thought right there of that. Flip it the other way around, and people tend to, especially to what I know, they dip frozen Mars bars into batter. It's the other way around. It's cold into hot, and then they eat the frozen like Mars bar in the batter, like it's the best delicacy in the world from a fish and chip shop.
That sounds like a Scottish delicacy.
It is, but they do it, like, especially around here. A lot of the fish and chip shops do Snickers and Mars bars dipped in batter.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It just works. But it's like you said with the French fry and the McFlurry, is that I've heard of it here, but not in a McFlurry, but in the milkshakes. And it's just a concept where you just don't get it. It's like what it's like I go home and I bring out my tub of Pringles and I grab a Pringle and I just start using it to scoop the ice cream up and eat it like it's a scoop. Why would you do that? You're ruining both the ice cream and the Pringle. They're not meant to go like that. It's like you're adding a salted chip into the sugary ice cream. You're ruining the ice cream and ruining the chip.
No, the thing is, I would do that if it was like a chili dip. Like a Pringle into a chili dip or something like that.
Yeah, but it's not an ice cream.
Yeah, no, definitely not an ice cream.
If we're going with chips, they have to be put with chip spice. Nothing else. I'm sorry. I had to, because me coming from the whole area, I had to mention that. I'm sorry.
I mean, chip spice, ketchup, mayonnaise. Have your chips however you like them. Just not with fucking ice cream.
Just leave the ice cream alone.
Exactly. Think of the children.
Children?
What? Oh my god.
Where did the children come from?
It's an expression. It's an expression,
Think of
Matt.
the children.
So it's that's gonna sound really bad.
That's gonna have to be cut.
Cut it out.
Technical difficulties.
So I just think I just speak.
Right.
Right. I've got one.
Go on.
You mentioned ketchup before.
Yeah.
Do you call it tomato sauce or do you call it ketchup? Depending on where you're from.
At least here in Portugal, tomato sauce and ketchup are two very different things. Like, what we call tomato sauce is what we put on pizza. Does that make sense? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ketchup is ketchup.
Yeah, but what I tend to call tomato sauce is what comes out of the Heinz bottles, which is ketchup.
And what is the
tomato
base?
I think the North is a bit different.
The North is different. You call dinner tea when it's not tea. It's dinner. They're just idiots.
Dinner is whenever I want it to be.
That's a topic for another episode, Brandon.
I have this argument at least once a year with someone.
Well, this was your one time, okay?
Oh.
Do any of you guys want to add anything else? Like, give another suggestion on something about food that's controversial or something related?
Pop-Tarts are amazing.
That's not controversial.
Yeah, that's not.
What is controversial is that I will never eat a Pop-Tart toasted.
Great. I will never eat a Pop-Tart deep fried. Because I'm not American.
Actually, to be fair, I wonder what that'll taste like.
And on that bombshell,
ice cream.
I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the PlebPod. If you're watching on YouTube, do know that we are also on Spotify, iTunes, and Amazon Music. If you're listening on one of these 3 platforms, do know that this podcast and all other Plebels content, mostly gaming, is on YouTube. Please make sure to also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and stay tuned for the next PlebPod. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.